All right, 3. Let me turn this on.
We're recording.
And I guess we go.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Headbands watching on the beat. The A's and I's can't be beat. So rhymes and question jaws. Let's blast and take decks in our cards. 80s dreams and 90s haze. Let's recall back to our favorite days. Welcoming days.
Hello and welcome to the 100th episode of Totally 80s and 90s Recall. This podcast is your personal mixtape of music, movies, and all things pop culture from back in the 80s and 90s. If you're new to the show, we're so excited that you found us and buckle up for an awesome ride. For all of our amazing returning listeners and subscribers, we're stoked to have you back. I am one of your hosts, David, joined as always by my fellow time-traveling companion, nostalgia junkie, the co-hostest with the mostest. It's my good friend, Rob.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Like it raw.
Yes.
That's right. Hey, yo, Dave, kick it one time, boy.
I don't have a button for that.
We're back and we're ringing the bell. We're rocking on the mic while the fly girls yell in ecstasy in the back of us. Well, that's my DJ Dave, cutting all them Z's. He's hitting hard and the girlies are going crazy. I'm on the mic, and man, I am not lazy. We're letting our drugs kick in. I don't know what drugs that is. It controls our mouths, and we begin to just let it flow. Let our concepts go. Our posse's to the side yelling, "Go, Dave and Rob, go." We got a good posse. It's Kip in the booth.
That's right.
Smooth, because that is the way we will be, and if you don't give a damn, then why are you staring at us? It's a good question. So get off, because we control the stage. There's no dissing allowed. We're in our own phase. The girlies say they love us, and that is okay. And we can dance better than any kid and play. That's big words. Yeah, the ones you want to listen to. It's off our heads, so let the beat play through. So we can funk it up and make it sound good. We make it sound good. Knock on some wood for good luck. We like our rhymes atrocious, which naturally leads to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. We're an effect, and that you can beat. We can take a fly girl and make her wet.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We're basically like Samson to Delilah. Now, if you walk away from today's episode hearing nothing, at least hear this. There is no denying. You can try to hang, but you'll keep trying to get our style. This is true. Over and over, practice makes perfect, but not if you're a loafer. You can't be a loafer. You will get nowhere, no place, no time, no girls. Soon, oh my God, homebody, you probably eat spaghetti with a spoon. I don't know who does that, but most of all, play that funky music. Play that funky music, white boy. I can't hear you. I say play that funky music. Play that funky music, white boy.
Did your opening come from Vanilla Ice?
It did.
I was until I heard that part.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
and actually it was the eating the spaghetti with the spoon.
Yeah.
They got me.
Yeah.
Up till then.
Yeah.
I was like, I know some of these lyrics. I just couldn't figure out quite. And then when
Yeah.
the spaghetti with the spoon came in,
Yeah.
I understood because how profound that is. I was like, oh, that's Vanilla Ice.
I had never really.
'Cause he's known for his sharp lyrics.
I had never really read the lyrics.
Oh, and now you feel better because you have.
And now I understand all the ridicule he's
yeah.
ever received.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. If he wrote them, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Whoever wrote them should
Yeah.
receive the ridicule.
I got to give him credit, though. Anytime you can get supercalifragilisticexpialidocious into a rap song,
yeah.
I don't think it's ever been done.
It's been done now.
One time.
Yeah. But I believe that song also was featured on our episode 1990 to 92 worst songs.
I think
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure I highlighted that as a worst song. So, well, still a good hello. Still like the spaghetti with the spoon thing.
that's right.
Yeah. It's very relevant for what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So, Rob, a lot of people turn to our podcast. We've become, reliable experts in the area of things, music, pop culture. We are a source of that information people go to.
We're a source of information.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So this week I was perusing around trying to find something to watch on TV. You think with the thousands of things, I find myself often, I'm like, there's nothing to watch. But I was on Paramount Plus. So if people have Paramount Plus, there's actually a 3-part Lollapalooza documentary.
I've seen that advertised. Yeah.
Really good.
Is it good?
I watched all 3 parts.
I believe you texted me that.
I did.
You said that Perry Farrell is weird.
He's very smart and he's very dedicated to the music.
Yeah.
But he's strange. There's just no two ways around that. So he's 60-something years old, he said now, and he's just still strange.
Yeah.
So if anyone's looking for some good 90s nostalgia, the Lollapalooza stuff, lots of good bands pop into that. Pearl Jam, Rage Against the Machine, Tool, you're getting 9 Inch Nails, and all on the cusp of before they're, super big. So it's pretty cool. Ice-T was on there doing his cop killer with Body Count.
Body Count.
Yeah, that's it. So, but yeah, great documentary, 3 parts. I highly suggest it for anyone who's interested in 90s alternative music.
And you're really excited for the Yacht Rock to come out.
So excited.
I believe that's HBO Max.
HBO Max. November 29th.
So you have the date.
We watched the trailer. I sent you the trailer.
It's pretty good.
It was the trailer made it look so exciting. Yeah. And in the trailer, who do they interview? They interview
Christopher Cross
and
McDonald
in
the same room,
and Kenny Loggins.
They're in the same room.
All 3 of them got interviewed in the same one. But just some of the things they put in there where somebody said it's rock, but a little nicer or something like that. It was like
was it awesome. The one guy said he goes. It's rock that you can sit down and dance to.
That's correct. Sit down and dance to. Oh, I like it. So
I was like, that's clever. That's good.
2 minutes. So anyone who's interested in the Yacht Rock, it's about a week and a half away if you have HBO Max. Go online, check out the trailer. It'll get you more excited. It got me more excited. They had McDonald on stage playing piano. It was amazing. It's great. I'm so excited. I feel like we should watch it together. So
yeah, that'd be good.
But I have to watch it on when it comes out. That's on that Friday, and it's after Thanksgiving, and it just our logistics don't work. I'm not going to be here that day.
No, it's not going to work.
But I'll watch it that day, and we'll see what happens.
We can watch it on the same day. And then
so Lollapalooza and the Yacht Rock.
Yeah, good stuff.
And even though we just did a Yacht Rock episode, depending on how that documentary goes, we might have to have a little commentary on it afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Because
a little addendum.
It's going to be good. So, well, today has nothing to do with. Actually, some of the Lollapalooza stuff could creep in, but there will be no Yacht Rock today.
No,
I can guarantee no Yacht Rock.
No Yacht.
So why don't you tell our fans what episode we are actually covering today?
Well, today's you mentioned it at the top. It's our 100th episode.
That's Kip.
Nice.
Kip and the boys are excited. He's been here for most of it. We didn't get him till we got the studio.
100 episodes.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Who would have thought, again, well, we started this thing on a little card table in your spare bedroom, and we used to be basically nose to nose.
We were.
Because the table was really small. Yeah. And it was just like, and it was hot in there.
It was.
And so, but we did it.
Yeah.
For like 10 episodes? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
5, 6, 10?
Wasn't very many.
It wasn't a lot.
And then we
built our haven right here.
Yeah, our little studio.
Yeah. So and then we inherited Kip, and we're off and running.
And there were a couple times we had to go back in the house because it was so hot out here.
Yeah, we hadn't figured out. Yeah, we didn't figure out the AC part yet. So I think there was only one episode we had to go inside.
Oh, it was so hot
because it was during
we did a double episode.
Yeah, it was during Caged In. And I believe Con Air got too steamy, so we had to go in the house to record Face Off.
We couldn't do.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, this is our 100th episode. Yeah. So what are we doing for our 100th episode?
So we are looking at Billboard. We're back in the Billboard.
Yes.
And we are looking at the 80s and 90s.
Correct.
You were given the 80s.
I was.
I was given the 90s. We had to look through the years of the 80s, the years of the 90s, and pick our favorite songs that landed at 100.
Yes. All right. Well,
so we looked at all the weeks throughout the year.
So this may sound confusing.
Yeah.
We're not covering 100 songs.
No.
Because nobody wants a 12-hour podcast, particularly from us.
No.
Usually, I just want to throw something out here. Usually, I come up with the ideas for the show. I am the idea man. But in this case, for the first time in 99 episodes, I didn't have nothing. I was stumped. I didn't know what to do for the 100th episode. I actually messaged you, and I reached out, and I said, Rob, I don't know what to do for the 100th episode. And you messaged back with this idea the Robster light bulb just shone bright in this instance.
lightning strikes.
And you came up with the topic for today. So
There you go.
you came up for the first time. You solidified our topic for today.
I don't recall that. So I'll have to go back and look at that.
I have the text messages to prove it, so you don't get to get out of this today. So, but like you said, we are covering our favorite songs from the whole I'm the 80s, you're the 90s.
Yes.
Our favorite songs that at some point in the year were at the exact number 100.
Got it.
On the Billboard Hot 100 countdown.
Yes. True.
So they had to be at that spot. They couldn't have only been at that spot, but they had to be the week during that year. At some point, it had to be landed right on 100.
Yeah. No, I got it. Okay. I was a little worried that I didn't follow the rules.
No, you
And I would hope so, because I actually made up.
Were you even worried about following? It's not typical for you to be worried about following the rules. So, in fact, most of the time I expect you to message me and go, "What are the rules?" so that you can, be defiant about them on purpose. That's usually more of the system
That's
we've perfected.
Never happened.
We've perfected that system over 99 episodes. Why stop now? It's been a game changer at this point. So,
yes. No.
yes.
I did it right.
That's right.
I feel good about my pick.
yeah. So, but yeah, as we said, 100th episode.
It's crazy.
We're doing our 100. Yeah. Who would have thought, right?
I mean, I don't want to sound like negative, but I guess 100 episodes in, and we're getting good, like,
It went by so fast.
and people like it.
People do seem to like it.
I think.
We get good
response.
response. I can honestly say, I'm still waiting for it one of these days, but on all of our platforms that we get reviews, they've all been 5 stars.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten it. We've gotten 2 like negative comments on
Yap too
YouTube
much,
about the
you know.
yapping.
Yeah, but that's
Ever since he told us about the app, I never saw him again.
no.
I think he just unsubscribed from us. So he found someone else to yap for him somewhere else. So, so this is 100th episode. We're doing this fun little topic we came up with, but we couldn't have got to 100 episodes on our own. Well, we could have.
Yeah.
I guess we could have just recorded this, the 2 of us, and not worried about anything else. But like you said, it's nice that people like it, and it's been nice to find people out there that have been helpful, supportive, all those things. So I'm just going to thank a couple on our 100th episode. Sean, who's been, I think, our number 1 fan since episode 2. He was the first person to ever message me. I think it was the first comment we ever got. So Sean has his own podcast, Smoking Sounds podcast, but he still, to this day, every week, supportive, sends us messages. Ooh, like this episode. Ooh, that. Ooh. So he's been awesome. So, and he's been on our show. We've been guests. We've had him as a guest. James at Bad Movies. He has his own successful podcast, The Bad Movies Rule, and he's got. He's a veteran of the entertainment business.
Yeah.
So he's been pretty helpful. He early on, I asked him questions. He was kind of helpful, pointing me towards some certain ways to do things that could help the podcast. And so he's been a lot of help, and he's always been real supportive. Jim and Lindsay, they have their own Children of the 80s podcast. They reach out almost weekly. I think it's Jim mostly, but he reaches out almost weekly to tell us how we did on the episode or what he liked and all that other stuff. And then we have Brad and Giff.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes Pete, I think, although he's avoided us both times that we guested on each other's shows.
That's right.
But I'm sure I don't know that I don't think he dislikes us. He just, for whatever reason, wasn't there those days. But on Pop Culture Yearbook, they've been very supportive as well. And every week we talk to them. So it's been great. And we have lots of fans on Facebook and Instagram. We have several fans that comment every week on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So we thank them a lot. And finally, our wives.
Oh, absolutely.
They're still our number 1 supporters.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. They still let us do this every week. I think it's because they get us out of the house for a little bit. But here we are every week. And they
gives us something to do.
Because every Friday I'm sitting on your couch and your wife comes in. She goes, oh, hey.
Yeah.
So once a week I rummage through. Like today I just made popcorn.
I will tell you.
I got a soda.
Yeah,
I don't even ask anymore. I just go through the cupboards.
The Thursday night routine is make sure we straighten out the house because
I don't understand that.
Because Dave's coming over. We don't want you to see our normal
I don't care.
house.
It's funny because people don't know this, but you have we'll broadcast this to the world because they don't know where it is, but there's a secret key on your property somewhere. And so I use this secret key to get
let yourself in.
I'm just at this point, I'm like, should they just give me my own copy of a key?
I know, you probably should.
Because I always have to pull up that old message to find the code. I can't remember it still. So anyway.
I don't even remember.
Something else we can talk about on the road. So, but so our wives have been super.
Yeah.
My wife listens every week. Your wife listens
every morning.
She listens.
Yep,
she's a couple weeks behind.
She's always behind.
She's getting there.
Yeah.
So, but My wife listens every week. Like she listened to it this week. She listened on debut day.
Oh.
That's really exciting. She doesn't do that very often.
No, my wife will
Just later in
listen
the
to
week.
it over the course of several days
Oh, yeah.
because she listens to it, put on her makeup, and then
Yeah.
she doesn't
Well,
finish. So a couple days per episode.
My wife has the advantage. She has a long drive to and from multiple days a week, obviously. So she has plenty of time to listen, whereas your wife drives for 10 minutes.
Yep.
So she can't.
and they give us good feedback.
They can just put it on in the classroom when she gets to school, right? Just put it on.
Yeah, just put it on.
They do give us good feedback. Well, I've actually made modifications that have been very successful due to my wife's feedback. So I'm actually, we'll talk about it before we do our next one. But on our movie episode, I have a couple. We're going to make a couple tweaks, I think, and they've been recommended, and we'll see if they help position that show, those parts into the right direction. So cut down maybe on some of our yapping, right? So,
No, and I think I'll add to that list my mom,
yes.
who is an avid. She's a watcher. She watches on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And so she'll let me know when the YouTube didn't go up. She says,
Oh, yeah.
YouTube didn't go up today. I said, I know, I'm working on it. So
I'm pretty good about letting you know that,
Yeah.
too. So, yeah.
she watches us.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
She likes to see us.
Yeah. And she calls, I liked your episode. It was fun.
Oh, okay.
It was funny.
Are you waiting for the day she calls and goes, I didn't like that one?
Yeah, I don't think she's ever going to.
I don't think, it doesn't matter what the topic
yeah,
is.
I don't think
Does
she
she
does.
know all of the topics?
No, a lot of times
Okay.
she'll say that. I didn't really know the music. but
Oh, okay.
I think she likes watching us.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Who would?
go back and forth.
You've watched this. It's great. We're wonderful.
I actually don't. I'm going to admit this. I don't know that I've, outside of prepping the show
Uh-huh.
for publication,
Yes.
I don't listen.
That's interesting.
I
because,
can't.
I listen to every
I know you do.
episode before it goes to publish.
I rely on you to do that.
because if something weird was to
Yes.
pop up or something, I usually will let
You
you
catch
know
it, and
ahead of time and be like,
Yeah.
So we don't do a ton of editing. We do this pretty
No.
much live, and whatever happens is what happens.
Yeah.
But every now and again, there'll be, if there's a sound thing or something like that,
Yeah.
I let you
You're
know.
like, oh, it's silent.
But I listen to, since episode 1, I've listened to every episode before it publishes on the next Tuesday. I got to do the QA on this thing.
I know, that's good. I
I'm
just
not as
can't.
trustworthy as you are.
No,
Let's just
it's
throw
not
it
that
out
I
and see
just
what
can't.
happens.
I'm glad you do because I just can't listen to myself.
I love listening to myself. My wife knows it too. It's great. I think everyone I work with knows I love listening to myself. This is a great platform for me
Yeah.
because no one can stop me from talking. So it's great.
That's actually funny because I was talking to the guy at work that was in charge of because you did some football announcing.
Oh, yes.
For the football game, and I said, oh no, he likes doing that. Somebody goes, oh, he's doing really good at it, and I go, oh, he likes doing that.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah, and the guy goes, he goes, yeah, I can tell he likes that. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
he likes us.
Why wouldn't I? Yeah.
Give him and then give him a loudspeaker.
Oh yeah, and then
my
I get to
God.
talk to what 1,000 people or whatever that is there. I don't know how many people are at that game. Probably
But yeah,
1,000.
you like it? It's
So,
fun. That's good.
All right. Well, Centennials, Benjamins, C notes, and Hundies, whatever you want to call it all means 100 today as we travel back to the last century for our 100th episode. All right. So as we said, we're picking out our favorite songs that hit exactly 100 on the Billboard Hot 100 for each year in the 80s and 90s. So I, Rob, have taken the 80s. You have the 90s. You're the 90s kid today.
That's right.
So we looked at all of the Billboard 100 charts. Well, I did. I hope you did too. I looked at every week of every year in the 80s.
I did.
And selected a song from 1980 or 1990 to 89 or 99. So we'll both have 12 songs. And whatever our favorite one that hit 100 exactly at some point during the year. So, Rob, this was your idea. So did you find it easy or was it tough to find songs? And did you try not to repeat songs from our previous 99 episodes or in true Robster fashion, not care about that whatsoever?
No, some years extremely hard.
Really?
Yeah, because the number of songs that were at 100 at some point
Yes.
was pretty impressive.
Oh.
There was one year I almost didn't know any of them.
Oh, wow.
So I picked one that was kind of like a cut line sort of song because I kind of know
Oh, okay.
of it. But every other year I had a list of songs that a long list.
I did too.
And
I will tell you.
I just kind of went,
Yeah.
I like this one better than that one. And
I will tell you in the 80s, I found a minimum of probably 5 every year.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and a couple of years were more robust than others. But what I did was, for me, I tried to go with songs that are bands that we haven't featured a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't do that 100%, but I'd say 90% of my list, it's bands we haven't either featured at all or a lot. And I tried to go for songs that I wouldn't have typically chosen in the past. Like
True.
there were some easy ones to pick, and I went with a couple that were a little more outside so that we expose some different types of music. But I think the ones I picked really exemplify the parts of the 80s as I selected them at 100.
I'm really excited because I did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I picked either bands or songs that I thought maybe probably won't ever have a chance of coming on our list again.
I got you.
I mean, the chances that they're going to are going to be pretty slim.
A couple of mine would have still made it on certain countdowns we're doing, but they haven't been debuted yet. But I would say there's a couple that might not have made it in.
Yeah.
Or at least it would have taken a while to get there.
Yeah.
So I think you'll be surprised by a couple of mine, and I think for a couple others you'll be like, "Yep, that's right on script for him."
And my list is very eclectic.
Yeah,
I go
mine is too.
Across a lot of different genres. So we're not just sticking with.
I've got mine's mostly pop with some rock.
Yeah,
because that's kind of what the 80s were.
That's what 80s was.
I didn't get, and this is nothing against the genre. I didn't get a lot of R&B or rap for mine because there just wasn't a lot sitting at 100 that was worthy in the 80s. Yeah. There were ones higher, they just weren't at 100. So
I will tell you, in the 90s, it was the opposite.
A lot of hip hop.
Oh my gosh.
Gotcha.
If I allowed myself to,
but
it would have been a hip hop song for every year.
Yeah, but I think that's indicative of the two decades.
Yeah, right.
Because the 80s, although R&B and rap were coming in, they weren't the prevalent genre. By the mid to late 90s, it was like all over MTV. That was on the charts.
95 to 99 was all hip hop.
It's all hip hop. Yeah, because the rock and the super pop had gone out. And then, of course, at the end of the decade, then the boy bands then come back in, so the pop comes back.
Yep.
But yeah, so I think by looking at that, I think that's a perfect example of how the 80s and 90s were different. Is the 80s were a lot of rock and pop, and then R&B really started to take off in the 90s.
And that's funny. In the early 90s of my list is more. Yeah. You can tell it's a fade over.
Until it goes. Yeah. And you can see, like, you can just tell as I go through my list, you'll be able to tell the sound. It just starts to sound different as the years go on.
Yep.
So, well, since I had the 80s, I'm going to be kicking off our countdown this week. Normally you get to go first, but I've got the older decade. So I'm going to start off all the way back in 1980. The first song was actually released March of 1979, but didn't debut on the Hot 100 until August 11th of 1979, but then wasn't obviously at 100 until later in 1980.
Everybody made it. Infiltrated. Activated. London, Paris, Munich. Everybody talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Pop music.
Shoot.
Do you not know?
I know the song. I'm trying to think who sang that. That's gonna drive me nuts.
I don't think you're gonna. Well, I'll see. See if you know when I say it. So this is pop music. By the way, music spelled M-U-Z-I-K.
Oh yeah, of course.
A little fun. Yeah. By M, single letter.
Just a letter M.
There you go.
Nope, didn't. Nope.
Yep. You wouldn't have had that.
Nope.
I don't think, because I didn't have it until I did it. So this song was sitting at 100 on January 19th, 1980, which would be its last week on the Hot 100 after spending 23 weeks on the chart. This song was very popular during its run on the Billboard, hit number 1 on the Hot 100, and was number 1 in 8 other countries. M was an English new wave synth pop music project formed in 1978. Robin Scott, who formed M, said for this song, he was looking to make a fusion of various styles, which would somehow summarize the last 25 years of pop music. He wanted to make a really bland, simple statement that all we talk about, basically, is pop music. So his backing band was known as The Factor, and Scott said they were more of an organization than a band. So people could come in and out. He was kind of the glue, but other than that, it was just like creative people all around. So very 1980, I think. Yeah. So reviews said this
bohemian.
Reviews said this is a Europop number 1, and it was said that the nonsensical lyrics create a catchy cadence. The music video made M very famous quickly in the UK and gave the song a huge push. And when MTV went on the air in 81, pop music was one of their most popular videos because the song had already been number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, so Americans were more familiar with it than some of MTV's other videos that they were playing. Because remember, in 81, they didn't have a ton of videos.
That's right.
But pop music was one that they knew. So I chose this because I just really think it sounds like that early 1980 transition from the 70s where they're experimenting with this, what's going to be like the synth pop sound.
Absolutely.
So that's why I went with the old pop music.
Good.
Yeah.
I love it.
So.
Good pick.
All right.
Good pick.
So that takes you for your 1990 choice.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I like this song. I didn't know this was 1990.
1990.
I thought this was... I would have thought this was around the same time as like Lovin' in an Elevator and all that. It's like 87, 88.
Yeah. Well, the album was released in 89.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
I like it.
This is good Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I've been on the record that I like Aerosmith like this. I don't like when they go to the like sappy love songs.
Yeah, no.
Like the Armageddon song.
Yeah.
That one doesn't strike my fancy.
That's a great song.
All right. We'll agree to
All
disagree.
right. So this is The Other Side by Aerosmith, and it hit 100 on September 29th of 1990. It was co-written by Steven Tyler, released on June 6th of 1990.
Was Steven wearing PJs?
Yes, Steven Tyler PJs. Fourth single from the band's highly successful 1989 album, Pump. If you remember, that was the cover that had two trucks
I believe I had that.
in, I believe you would say
I had that.
in coitus. Two trucks.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think that's what it's
I thought it was
supposed to-
just jumping. I guess jumping the other one.
I guess, yeah, that's
call.
I think that's what I was supposed to emphasize.
Good call.
So it peaked at number 5 in the U.S. charts, certified septuple platinum.
Wow.
This is the album. The album contains the hits "Love in the Elevator," "The Other Side," "What It Takes," "Janie's Got a Gun." It was the band's first. This song got, or this band, this album. We'll get it right.
Yeah.
Earned their first Grammy Award. "Janie's Got a Gun." The band's first song to hit number 1, "Love in an Elevator," and the album was the 4th best-selling album in 1990. The video includes the intro piece, the dulcimer stomp. So if you've ever listened to the actual song, like the album version, there's a really kind of wacky dulcimer bluegrassy thing that happens before the song. It'll be on the playlist, so you can check it out. And then the song won the MTV Music Award for Best Rock Video in 1991.
Ooh.
And I like this because I think it's kind of what we were talking about. It's got here's a band that had kind of that 70s, 80s stardom, and we're carrying over into the 90s. So we're still seeing a little bit of that holdover from the 90s.
They did get a little
Or from
burst, burst into the 90s. Though.
They did. Yep.
Aerosmith did.
Yep.
So.
So,
Well, that's a
that's
good.
my number
That's a
one.
good first song, and it sounds very 1990. Again, I
Yeah.
would have thought maybe 88, 89, but 1990 works just as good. So that takes me to 1981. This song is actually a cover of a song originally recorded by a group called the Paragons in 1967.
I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no.
This isn't Blondie, is it?
It is Blondie.
Tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be
Your number one.
There you go.
Oh, very islandy.
It is very.
I like it. I don't remember the name of the song, though.
Oh, I think you're gonna feel bad when I tell you the name.
I'm going to be your number one. Holding on?
Maybe
I'm trying to think of.
it's not either of those.
Not either.
but
That's
you
too
tried.
obvious. Too obvious.
All right, so this is "The Tide Is High"
Oh, yeah. No,
by Blondie.
Okay.
The original version, which I listened to by the Paragons, a little more subdued. It's a 3-person group from Jamaica, but they didn't really lean into the reggae style quite as heavily as Blondie, which I find interesting,
Yeah.
considering they were the ones from Jamaica. But it sounds a little different. So, a British girl group called Atomic Kitten. Not a bad band name.
I like that
Also covered this in 2002, and it hit number 1 in the UK, Scotland, Croatia, Ireland, and New Zealand. Now, I listened to it, and to me, it sounds like a bland early 2000s pop song. I don't think it's as good as the Blondie version.
We never got it here in the U.S.?
It didn't chart as much over here. But this is their remix that went to number 1 in all those
It
countries.
sounds like the.
It's a boy bandish, girl bandish. And I don't like it. It's a little overproduced, I think.
I was getting ready to hear, like, what's that? Abercrombie and Finch. That guy.
Yeah, I could hear that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So
that went to number one in
number
Croatia,
one in like
huh?
6 countries.
Wow.
So I think Blondie's much better.
Yeah,
So, speaking of Blondie, their version was at 100 on May 9th, 1981. Previously had been number 1 on the Hot 100, the Hot Dance Club Play Chart, U.S. Cashbox, and U.S. Record World. So 4 different charts. It went number 1 on in the U.S. Also number 1 in the U.K. and New Zealand. So apparently those 2 countries, big fans of Blondie and this song. Maybe it was the reggae influence. Debbie Harry and guitarist Chris Stein wrote all of Blondie's songs because they only wanted to record original songs. But they actually heard this song on a compilation tape and thought it was too good not to record. So after hearing it, they decided they were going to cover it. Billboard said the instrumental break is catchy while the track sways to a lyrical beat, and Record World stated it's a surprising and pleasing reggae track. It was covered another time in 1996 by a Swedish rapper named Papa D, and it might not be good, as it only charted at 20 and 44 in Finland and Sweden, but I'm not actually sure it's worse. So I'm going to let you be the judge.
Oh, Papa D. He's on my playlist. Ooh.
Music from way back when. Time to do the rock steady.
It's probably better than Atomic Kitten.
You're gonna be my number one. Oh, it is. It's not the things you do
I like it.
really hurt.
At least it's got a little more of the reggae to it.
But it's the way you do the
I still like Blondie's better. Oh, he's trying to sing. Is that 2 people?
No, it's just Papa D.
Wow.
So those were the covers. I'm getting a Sean Paul or Shaggy type of vibe from him.
It's
but
just Papa D.
I'd probably still go with Blondie in this situation.
Yeah,
I think her
agree.
version's probably the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
That band's version the best.
Wow.
But if I had to pick one of the other 2, I would take Papa D over the Atomic
That
Kitten.
might have been one of the deepest dives of a song we've done.
I think so.
Yeah, 2 samples.
I went far for no reason. So
I like it.
All
There's a lot
right.
of history there.
Yeah, I want to
See,
make
we
sure.
provided information.
Yeah, I told you
That's right.
we are thought of in the podcasting community as somewhere where you gain musical information. So, all right, so
All
that takes us to your 1991.
All right, here we go. I like this song a lot.
Waited hours for this. Made myself so sick. I wish I'd stay.
No idea.
Asleep today.
Never heard this.
So good.
But the singer sounds familiar. Am I gonna think they're familiar?
Oh, yeah. And
It's The Cure.
it is The Cure.
Yeah, it's The
Good
Cure.
job.
I just haven't heard this song.
Yeah.
He's very breathy in this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Even more than usual.
Yeah.
And Robert Smith's always a little breathy, but even a little. It's not terrible.
No, it's not bad.
I just can't really
not bad.
base anything on because
No.
I haven't heard it before. So why don't you tell us all
Well,
about
and
it?
before I tell you, 1991 was a tough one.
Oh.
So was 1990 because
okay.
I'm going to read some of the ones that I could have picked that we already picked.
Oh, okay.
So, Joey, Concrete Blonde.
That was a good
I know
one.
how much you love this.
Oh, it's a great song.
We had Groove is in the Heart, which we've picked before.
Yeah, tough.
Play That Funky Music. Love Will Never Do by Janet Jackson.
Oh, have we done Love Will Never Be Changed?
We have.
We did.
Playground by ABC.
Oh,
You Could Be Mine by Guns N' Roses.
wow.
Things that make you go, CNC Music Factory. All things we've picked.
That's a fire list on its own.
That was all
just
19
at 100.
And there was more. There was a Peebo song in there.
Oh,
The First Time, Surface. We picked that.
I like
that was
that.
on there.
Wow.
Yeah. Tom's Diner, Suzanne Vega. It was a tough year.
Oh, man.
I
Yeah.
didn't know where to. So
well,
anyway.
we landed on The Cure.
Yeah. So this is a song called Close to Me.
Oh, okay.
It was number 100 on February 2nd of 1991. It's a song by English rock band The Cure, released September 1985 as the second and final single from their 6th album, The Head on the Door, which is a weird title to me. There were 3 versions of this song. Close to Me was released on 13 September of 1985 as the second single. I already said that. It peaked at number 24 in Australia and the UK on the UK singles chart. It was remixed in 1994, an album called Mixed Up. And then I learned about it because it was on an album called Galore in 1997.
Oh.
But in Billboard Hot 100, it made it to, it only got to number 97
That
on the
sounds
Billboard Hot 100 in January of 1991. But yeah, I picked this song because I learned about it. I heard the remix of it on their album Galore. in
So you were
1997.
familiar with this song previously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the first time I've
and the
ever heard it.
remix is a little different, but it's pretty close.
Do they
And-
add a house beat to it?
No, it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really. It's a little different, but it's not. So I just like The Cure, and I like
Yeah.
this brought back. They talk about core memories, and I just
yeah.
remember being in community college when this came out,
This sounds like a community
not when it
college
came
song.
out, but when I got the album.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Sounds like a college song.
yeah,
Big
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
And
I
I
like The
wonder.
Cure, so.
I wonder, The Cure, were they really ever big charters on the Billboard? I think they were more that fans loved them.
Yeah, they're.
You know, even their biggest songs. I bet
Yeah.
if we go,
Well, yeah,
look,
because what does
might
it say?
Do another check.
The
sometime.
single peaked at number 7. Oh, 7 Australia,
Australia.
24 in UK. So even in their home,
Yeah, it's
24.
just not as much. So.
The remix was released as a single, peaking at number 13 in the UK, and number 97 in the US. So
and Robert Smith's probably fine with that. If we're not chart darlings, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be over here in my trench coat.
and they had a thing that I don't know if they did it on purpose, but a lot of their songs, he doesn't start singing until
Yeah.
2 minutes into the
Well,
song.
he's got to get warmed up.
Yeah, anyway.
It's tough. He's got to, drink some water.
And then he's got
whatever
all
he's
that
doing.
makeup on, and
He's a character.
he's something on.
It worked.
But yeah, so that's The Cure.
definitely.
I like that song.
Yeah. I have to spend a little more time with it before I can pass judgment.
And I think it holds to what we were saying. It's 91.
Yeah.
So we still got that 80s
Oh, yeah.
influence flowing over. And then here in a couple years, you're going to see it. You really start feeling the difference. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway.
All right. Well, that takes to 1982. All right. This is one of those songs. If you're a child of the 80s, even if you're a child of the 90s, probably 2000s at this point, but definitely if you're a child of the 80s, you should know this song from absolutely the first note you hear.
What movie is this from?
It's from a lot of movies.
Trying to think. Oh, I know it is. Didn't they use this in the Chippendale?
We're going to go. Yeah, I was going to get into that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to let this go just a little longer than normal.
this
'cause I wanna
Loverboy?
get to. It is.
Working for
band.
the weekend.
Yes. Oh, the chorus is great on this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
This is good.
oh, it's fantastic.
What year is this? 82.
82.
Wow. Yeah, I like
Let
it.
it go on a little further than we normally
That's
go,
okay.
just because of.
Hey, it's
it's
show
so
100.
good.
We can let it go.
Yeah, we're celebrating.
That's right.
Oh, I like the way it closes out too.
You want a piece of my heart?
Yeah. Get it.
Love it.
All right, that's a lot of Loverboy
All
today.
right.
So well, it's deserved.
Can you have too much Loverboy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So as you said, Working for the Weekend by Loverboy. This is a Canadian rock group. Great name, by the way. I said I like that, Loverboy. This was off their second studio album, Get Lucky, and was released in September of 1981. Sitting at number 100 on the Billboard chart on March 27, 1982. It did get as high as number 29 on that Hot 100 chart. In February of 82, hit number 2 on the U.S. Rock Top Tracks chart. And what, Rob, kept it from hitting number 1 on the rock chart? Take a guess. 1982.
Humperdinck.
Yeah, you took way too
No,
long.
I don't
So, I Love Rock and Roll. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
that was gonna be my
That's
next
tough.
guess.
All right. Song was inspired when guitarist Paul Dean went for a walk to think of a song and realized no one was around, as most people were at work. As he was on the beach, he thought, well, I guess they're all waiting for the weekend. Lead singer Mike Reno suggested they change waiting for the weekend to working for the weekend. After they finished writing the song, they played it once to open a set, and the dance floor had never been more packed, they said. This has been used in Zoolander, Scrubs, Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, and most famous for me and you, as you said, it's the song used in the Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze Chippendale sketch
so funny.
on Saturday Night Live. So, fun note, the lead singer Mike Reno would team up with Ann Wilson of Heart, and in 1984 recorded a little duet for a dancing movie called Footloose. The song, Rob,
Oh. I don't remember.
it was almost Paradise.
Oh, that's right.
And that turned out to be a pretty popular song.
Yeah, it did
So,
okay.
it did all right.
It did all right.
Made its way up and down the charts as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Working for the Weekend.
A little number called
Loverboy.
Loverboy. That's good.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right.
It's good.
So that takes you to 1992.
Oh, I'm excited about this one. All right, here we go. See, we're changing. We're changing
So-
styles. This is 92.
Again, I've never heard this song.
No?
No.
I owned this cassette.
Wow.
The whole thing. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's good. New Jack Swing style right there.
Yes.
So I definitely, the singer sounds familiar.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
not Oh, why am I not getting it? I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, you are. You might. But I don't think you shouldn't blame yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is Vanessa Williams.
It is Vanessa Williams. Dang it.
Yeah. So this is a song called The Comfort Zone. She was at 100 on February 22nd of 92. This is American singer, actress, model, producer, and dancer. She's done it all. Vanessa Williams. She gained recognition as the first black woman to win the Miss America title in 1984.
And both for Adult
Then
Magazine.
she lost it because there was some media controversy surrounding nude photographs published in Penthouse.
Yeah, didn't even go for the good one, Playboy. Went for the
I
little
know.
off,
Yeah,
little shadier.
Very classy magazine. Penthouse.
shadier
Yeah.
Penthouse.
32 years later, I didn't know this. She was offered a public apology during Miss America's 2016 pageant for the event. So they
She did not pose.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Or they
Or they just shouldn't have taken
they
her
shouldn't have
crown
taken it
away.
from her. I don't know. This was released October of 91. It was nominated for the 1993 Grammy Award for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance.
Wow.
In interviews, Williams has stated that she had wanted this to be the lead single from her album, but her record company chose Running Back to You.
Oh.
If you know that one, that's pretty good. Since it was summer and they wanted an energetic song. Mike Joyce from the Washington Post described the song as punchy. It's the first time I'd heard that. I like punchy.
That's good.
Peaked at 62 on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 1 on the Billboard Dance Singles, though, and number 2 on the R&B hip hop songs behind Shanice's "I Love Your Smile."
That's a good song.
Blow, Winifred, blow.
Great
Yeah,
pop song.
She's been on Broadway, and she's earned a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Musical. She got nominated. She was in Ugly Betty from 2006 to 2010, for which she was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. 3 times she was nominated. So she's been nominated a lot.
Yes.
She hasn't won anything. So,
and as impressive as all that is,
yeah.
her brother was in dodgeball. So
Was he?
there you go. Yeah. He was one of the dodgeball players for the Average Joes.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's her brother.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, nominated for a Grammy, nominated for Tony, nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress or an Emmy. So
To be fair, she's also won an Oscar
did she win an Oscar?
for the Pocahontas song.
No, for
Yeah.
music. Okay, all right, we'll give it to her.
Yeah. So
So she's not. She's not crying.
She's working on the EGOT. So, all right. That's going to take us to 1983. So, 83, this is a song, Rob, produced by Toto guitarist Steve
They're
Lukather.
everywhere.
Once again, proving everyone in the early 80s was affected by Toto.
When are they gonna have their documentary?
They need one.
I don't know this song.
Yeah, you do. There's no way you don't know this song. The chorus should get you.
Oh, yeah, I do. Know. A million girls. Yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. Man, Toto is everywhere.
This isn't Toto.
But it's they're
he helped
related
produce
to
it.
It's Toto adjacent.
And I hope I said the name right. That Lukather or
I
Lukather.
I don't know.
There was actually a comment
Somebody's
on
got- yeah, that we
YouTube
pronoun- we
that
pronounced
we didn't
something
say
wrong.
the Lukather right.
I don't know.
So whoever you were, I hope Lukather's correct. So,
Yeah.
But this is "She's a Beauty" by the Tubes.
The Tubes.
Yes, that's correct. The song came from a real experience with lead singer Fee Waybill. His name is Fee.
How do you spell that?
F-E-E.
Fee.
Yeah, easily. So,
Oh, okay.
while he was in San Francisco, he saw a sign for a peep show that said, "Pay $1, talk to a naked girl." The lyric in the song says, "You can look inside another world, you get to talk to a pretty girl." He wrote it with the naked girl, but the studio thought pretty girl would be better, more radio adjacent.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Okay.
The lyrics also allude to you can say whatever you want to this girl, but you can't touch, and you'll always get your money's worth. So the whole song's inspired by going to a peep show.
Oh.
Because he said he actually went in and then he actually talked to one of the peeper girls.
Oh.
You know, so however that works. He goes, you put $1 in a machine and they show up in a little booth
Yeah, that's like the Madonna video.
and they dance for you. Yeah. So he was reenacting that. So this was sitting at number 100 on the chart, July 16th, 1983. It did get to number 10 on the Hot 100 at its peak and was number 1 on the U.S. top rock tracks chart. I can't say those two
That's
words.
okay.
That's a tongue twister. It was up there for 5 weeks. The video is what really pushed it into popularity as it was in big rotation on MTV, which in 1983 was fledgling just a little bit. When this song hit number 1 on the rock chart on April 30th, it unseated a 6-week number 1 run by Def Leppard for their song Photograph.
Oh, good
Great song. And when this song fell out of number one, they were taken out by Def Leppard with another song, Rock of Ages. So they got that little Def Leppard sandwich right there.
Coming for Def Leppard.
Fun fact, the kid in the video is Alexis Arquette. Then 12 years old, you would know Arquette from his part in Adam Sandler's The Wedding Singer. He played George, a Boy George impersonator, and specialized in covering Culture Club's smash hit, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Yeah, that's right. That's all he does.
And that's when they yell at the, you suck. Yeah, so.
It's a code.
She's a beauty.
Yeah.
Tubes.
The Tubes. I like it.
All right, 1993. You
gosh.
should have a good song. 93 is a great year.
Oh, you're not going to like this song. Yeah.
Wonderful.
You're not going to like this pick.
This is you too.
It is.
Yeah.
And I know how much you don't like.
It's just so much. So pretentious. Just singing, you're like, ugh. I don't like this.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
This is one of those songs that really features Bono going, like holding long notes and like just being a, All right. Yeah, I've heard this. I just tend to block it out.
So
I think we gave it its due.
Okay, so I narrowed it down to like 4 or 5 songs.
Okay.
So some of my choices were "Sympathy of Destruction" by Megadeth. Oh, great song. I know
that hasn't been featured.
I know
that would have been spectacular.
Let's Go Through the Motions by Jodeci. I love that song.
It's not bad. Yeah,
I love Jodeci.
Better than you two.
Pets by Porno for Pyros.
You're already 3 for 3. Better than
Breakdown or Break Dawn, which is a De La Soul song. It would, and then Jimmy Olsen's Blues.
Yeah. At this point, you just picked this to annoy me.
I did a little.
Because you know you two sucks.
But
a little bit.
Okay, here's the deal. I might have said that in an early episode that I wasn't. I think we did it when we were with the Pop Culture Yearbook guys.
Okay.
Because they're U2 fans. I believe. One of them on there is.
Are they?
I thought so.
I have to double check.
Maybe they're not.
I know they're REM fans.
Because my opening.
I don't know that they're U2 fans.
My opening was an Edge song.
Yeah.
Or a U2 song.
Yeah, it was.
And I thought they had. Anyway. So, so I picked up a copy of Achtung Baby.
Oh, no. You like it now.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, my God.
I do. It's actually a really good album. So anyway,
they brought you over to the dark side.
I know. So this is Who's Going to Ride Your Wild Horses by U2. It was at 100 on February 10th of 1993. Who's U2 1991 album Achtung Baby.
I know the album.
Has since been acclaimed by writers and music critics as one of the greatest albums of all time.
All right.
Like it's everywhere.
Disagree.
Bono said about the song though. It's a song I feel we didn't quite nail on the record because there was another whole set of lyrics that were dumped, and I wrote those quickly, and off we went.
Yeah.
Bassist Adam Clayton said, it's a great torch song with melody and emotions, but I don't think we ever captured it again, and we've never really been able to play the song live.
Okay.
All right. And then I think it reached, it peaked at 35 on the Billboard Hot 100. So it didn't make it
That's fine.
super high. But anyway, I think retrospectively, people are going, Achtung Baby.
That's so on point for Bono to go. We made one of the greatest albums in the world, but we didn't quite nail that song.
But actually, there was a
shut up.
There was a critic that actually said that said something like,
they should.
That Bono was was like,
we didn't quite get it right.
Yeah, people
Shut up,
didn't.
Bono.
Yeah, people couldn't.
Come
it was
on, man.
too much of him.
Yeah,
it was too
exactly.
full of himself.
Your problems aren't actual problems. Stop. All right.
But no, I
just
put
too
it on there.
much.
Well, because it's 93. They're hot at the time.
I gotcha.
It was kind of the 93 sound.
I understand why you put it there.
And
I just don't approve.
I have a new respect for him. I don't know.
We got to talk about that off. I thought we're off camera. I thought we were.
I'll make it up to you in 94. I promise.
All right. I thought we were in tune with our displeasure of most of what U2 does.
I'll make it up in 94.
All right. Well, that takes me to 84. 84, great year of songs. And I looked around at all the songs. A lot of pop. In 1984. But you know what I went with? I went with heavy metal.
Six-string razor. I got a mouth like an alligator. I want it.
I know this.
You do know it.
There it is. I remember this. It's the title is not Bang Your Head.
It's not.
It's something different.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
You don't have to work too hard for this.
Because I remember thinking like that should be the name of the song. Bang Your Head.
Well, it's interesting. I have some info about that.
But it's not.
So this is Bang Your Head,
Yeah.
parentheticals,
Parenthetical.
Mental Health.
Mental health.
There
That's
it is.
Yeah, mental health.
So Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
All right. This was at number 100 on March 24th off of the album Mental Health and was the band's second top 40 hit, peaking at number 31. One of their best known hits, and the video got constant airplay on MTV, which drove its popularity. It was used in the movie Footloose, but didn't appear on the soundtrack. So he's listening to it in the car in one of the scenes.
Yeah,
but
that would have been an
didn't go on
odd
the soundtrack.
song on the soundtrack.
Yeah. But Kevin Bacon was listening to it, so what are you going to do? Song got a rebirth in the 2000s and found new fans when it was featured on Guitar Hero.
Oh.
It actually, Quiet Riot has said it made it even, like it was a second life it gave
Yeah.
it. The song title is a play on the words of mental health. Before this album, Quiet Riot had been around for quite a while, actually. They released their first album in 1977, and their lead guitarist was Randy Rhoads, who later left the group to play with Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, passed away in a plane accident shortly in the early 80s. Let's see. This was actually the first single released, but initially didn't go anywhere. When the second single, Come On Feel the Noise, hit big, then the album and this single had a revival, and it started going up the charts. The song is listed on the album as Mental Health, but when it was released as a single, it was called Bang Your Head, parentheticals Mental Health. But fun fact, the success of this album, particularly the videos on MTV, have been credited as the unofficial start of the 80s metal craze to include the late 80s hair bands.
Okay.
I couldn't confirm that. I just read it on the internet, so anybody could have wrote it. But if you think about 1984, maybe,
Yeah.
you know, Quiet Riot's one of the first ones. You got Quiet Riot, Twisted Sister, them.
Yeah.
That kind of evolves into your, because the Bon Jovis are coming, all those
Yeah.
guys. So
Yeah, I
maybe
see
you
that.
could argue Van Halen a little bit too.
I'm believing that. I think
Okay.
it's good. I think it's legit.
All right. Well, as long as you think it's legit.
I like it. I love it.
All right, we got to get you hooked up with Rolling Stone.
All right. Yeah,
So-
I could write for that.
All right, that takes us to your 1994.
I'm really proud of this.
You got to do something to make up for that
I'm
U2
really proud of this
situation.
one.
See
See if you remember this one. It took me, when I heard this, it was a little core memory.
We listened to this CD a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. We were the two whitest boys in Oregon just cranking out Public Enemy for no reason.
Oh. The minute I heard this, I was like, oh, I hadn't heard this in years.
Yeah. And even the earlier
And I
stuff,
loved it.
I'm singing along to Fight the Power. Again, white suburban kid. Fight the power.
What am I fighting against?
Yeah.
right?
What's going on?
Yeah.
So,
No, this is such a killer song.
That's good.
Also a really hard year. Lots of R&B.
Oh, yeah.
You still had some holdovers. Selling the Drama for live was in there, but we've used it.
Oh, yeah.
Watermelon Crawl was in there. We've used it. There was a Pearl Jam song. I'm saving it. I almost used it.
Good call.
But I'm saving it.
I like
There you go. Yep. This is called Give It Up by Public Enemy. It hit 100 on October 15th. Released August of 94 by Def Jam Recordings as the first single from their album. It's really hard to say. It's Muse, M-U-S-E,
Yes.
space. Sick an hour, like I'm sick,
Yeah.
and an hour, minutes and hours.
I gotcha.
Mess, like a mess in your messy room.
Really explaining this album
Age.
title. Gotcha.
So music in our message.
Yes.
You like how they did that? Yeah.
I had
Anyway,
this. It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's so good. It was their highest peaking song on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. It reached number 33. Tony Cross from Smash Hits gave Give It Up a full score of 5 out of 5 and named it Best New Single, writing, Give It Up is about destruction on the street, fighting for self-respect and unity against the evils of crack and gratuitous gun violence. This could only be carried off in such a homey party style by a band as masterly as this. As Steve Wright says, this deserves, quote, much respect,
Oh, yeah.
unquote. So there we are pumping
I love Public Enemy.
Public Enemy, and we are fighting against for self-respect and unity against evils of crack and gratuitous gun violence.
Crack.
Yeah, that was our.
Chuck D, probably one of my top 3 rappers for me all time.
Oh my gosh! But that song
He's
was
so good.
It brought it back. I was like, holy cow! I had not heard that forever, and
Oh, yeah.
that needs to go on my playlist, like my regular.
Yeah,
playlist.
it's really good.
Yep.
So,
Anyway,
all right,
give it up.
1985, we're right in the middle of the decade. So for 85, I've got one of the best pop radio songs of the 80s, in my opinion, from an artist I don't think we've mentioned enough Or I don't even know if we've mentioned him at all in our first 99 episodes, which, by the way, for all the 80s we covered, I can't believe we haven't gotten to this guy yet.
Oh. We haven't.
No. This is the first Ocean appearance. Oh, how infectious is this song?
We haven't?
No.
For sure.
I looked over everything. I got nothing. By the way, there's a sax solo.
Sax solo. That's why you picked
This is
it.
a really good sax solo. If you,
Yeah.
It goes in a second. Like, whoever the saxophonist is, he really featured himself on this
He was
part.
probably in Toto.
Oh, right here. You're really going to get it.
Oh. Blow,
Wait.
Winifred, blow.
I'm holding this for this part.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that guy got his money's worth on that sax solo. So, all
So
right.
for that person that left a review that she had to clap
Oh, yes.
while folding laundry,
That might get a clap.
you know she put her laundry down and she was
yeah.
grooving to that.
That is.
You don't even have to put your laundry down for that.
You can just go.
Just go.
So, all right, this is Caribbean Queen.
Yeah.
Parenthetical is No More Love on the Run
Okay.
by Billy Ocean.
Billy
So,
Ocean.
Again, I don't think we haven't had any Billy so
No,
far.
I don't think so.
This was 100 on February 2nd, 1985, but had hit number 1 on the Hot 100 in late of 84. Also number 1 on the Hot Black Singles and Hot Dance Club play charts. On its original release, it was European Queen and was also re-recorded a couple times for parts of the world, Caribbean and African Queen. Released in the U.S. as Caribbean, as the record company wanted to lean into Billy's Trinidadian background. Although Billy is English, he was born in Trinidad, but he grew up in East London. It entered the chart at number 85 in August of 84, and 10 weeks later hit number 1. So 10 weeks, moved right up the chart. Song won Billy the 1985 Grammy Award for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance and was the second best charting song for all of 1985 in West Germany. So the West Germans were very happy
Germans.
with the Billy Ocean. Ocean originally recorded in the early 70s under his actual name, Les Charles. Good change of name, by the way. Changed it in 76 and had his first hit, Love Really Hurts Without You, and it hit number 22. But then went into some obscurity in the early 80s until Caribbean Queen relaunched him, and he had several hits in the mid to late 80s. This was used in an episode of Miami Vice and Knight Rider. Very good company. Fun fact, the original song European Queen flopped, but when they made it Caribbean Queen, they didn't even re-record the song, Rob. Billy just sang Caribbean once, and they edited it into the rest of the song. So there you go.
And nobody noticed.
They were so happy with the production of the first one, they didn't want to reproduce it.
Yeah.
So they just dubbed Caribbean in over European.
Nice.
So
That's
and
good.
You would have never known.
I'm shocked that we have not featured that song.
No
in
Billy
100
Ocean.
episodes.
100 episodes.
Wow.
Billy
Good
hasn't
job.
made it.
Hey, he hasn't
You
even-
know, someone else that we haven't had a lot of, Michael Jackson. I think
That's-
there's only been like one Michael Jackson song
It's
we've
actually
even
really
featured.
true.
So,
That's actually true.
but we'll get
Yeah.
there. Don't worry.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll
So you're 95.
My 95 is, this is somebody, here we go. You're not a fan. I believe your wife is. Or maybe she's just a fan of one song.
No, Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
I don't mind Lenny Kravitz. I don't love everything Lenny does. She likes Lenny Kravitz.
This album was really good.
The ladies like Lenny Kravitz.
I don't know if I have. I don't know if
I mean,
still
Lenny
have it.
Kravitz married like one of the hottest ladies of the 80s, early 90s, Lisa Bonet.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
So,
Their daughter. And
Lenny.
produced pretty children.
That's right.
So this is Rock and Roll is Dead by Lenny Kravitz. Came out October. It hit 100.
I remember this song.
Yeah. Hit 100 October 21st of 1995.
Beautiful.
Released August of 95, though. It was from his album Circus, which is a great album. It was written and produced by Kravitz, peaked at number 75 on the Billboard Hot 100. And Kravitz is nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance for this song in 1996. Kravitz told On the Meaning of Rock and Roll is Dead, he said, the song was completely misunderstood. A lot of people don't... I got to the end of this quote and I just thought, what did he even say? So he says, the song was completely misunderstood. A lot of people don't take the song that one layer deeper. They hear the title and chorus and take it at face value. They think I'm being serious when I actually am a very big clown. But you have to know me to see that. I'm constantly cracking up and cracking everybody else around me up. People see my photos and think I labor over my image and I'm this cool, brooding artist. But I'm just having fun with it.
That's fine.
I guess. I don't know.
You don't like it?
It's fine.
Maybe he wasn't good at sound bites.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
Just
Poor Lenny.
just not. But anyway,
He was
yeah,
doing
so
the
that's
best he
rock and
could.
roll. I like that song.
No, it's
also,
good.
a
I
year that had a
remember
lot of good choices. A couple really great REM songs out of there.
Yeah. You didn't want to go REM?
Oh, I think I'd already picked one.
No, okay.
Anita Baker had a great song in there.
No.
I almost went with that one.
You do like Anita Baker.
Her voice is
Push.
oh
Get that mood going.
man.
So
When You Say Nothing at All, Alison Krauss was number
yeah.
100 that year.
you don't get to use that one.
I know, too late. I already
Too late.
used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway,
Been used too much.
Too
On the
much.
wedding, on the podcast, too
much.
many times. with
Too
Alison
much.
Krauss.
I know.
Anyway, your wife would appreciate it.
Yeah.
So she's like, you can never have too much Alison Krauss.
No, and then I asked her, I go, did you hear I played a song for you on the podcast? And she's like, okay, that's nice.
Thanks. What do you want for dinner? Yeah, so, anyway,
I'm doing my makeup.
I'm doing my makeup. Get away.
Yeah.
I got to work today. So, all right, that takes us to 1986. Okay, so this song I chose from a new wave punk group, one of our favorites of the 80s.
Oh.
And it's about a girl who can levitate to be able to spy on all of her neighbors.
What? Oh, I like these guys a lot. I remember the video was wacky weird.
She's flying around.
And it's like stop
Yeah.
motion or something.
Great chorus. I probably didn't appreciate these guys enough in the 80s, but
Yeah.
as I got older, I got better with them.
I agree.
And she was.
I love it. I love
Sometimes
that
it
song.
doesn't even sound like he's
It's my
singing.
favorite song
He's
you've
just,
picked so far.
Like doing poetry or something.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is "And She Was" by Talking Heads. This song was written by frontman David Byrne and is off their 1985 album Little Creatures. It was at number 100 on January 18th, 1986, having peaked at number 54 on the Hot 100 in late 85, but was top 10 on the Irish and Australian singles charts. So good for them. Byrne said the inspiration for the song was from a hippie chick he knew in Baltimore. She would take acid and lay down next to the Yoo-Hoo chocolate soda factory and imagine flying out of her body. So that's the whole story.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's so specific.
Cashbox said,
Wow.
the song has a strangely surrealistic lyric and a sing-along chorus. Spin Magazine said the Talking Heads turned this. Look, by the way, Spin's about to just throw some strays at the B-52s here for no reason. I think they hold a grudge. So Spin Magazine said Talking Heads turned this into a vibrantly upbeat pop party record that the B-52s have spent a lifetime trying to make.
Wow.
I don't know why they just
Shot across
taking
the bow.
shots at the B-52s.
Wow. What
Apparently,
a
he
baby.
was not a fan of Rock Lobster. That's all I can say. Talking Heads.
Rock Lobster.
Fun fact: Talking Heads never performed this song live as they stopped touring in 1984. So this song was just released on the album, and that's all you ever got. David Byrne has said they've never, as a band, performed this live. So
Oh, interesting.
there you go.
I like that. That's a good one.
And she
Okay.
was.
And she was.
Yes.
So
So
have
you're
I even
on-
prepped my next song? I have.
1996.
100th episode.
Yes.
And I feel like this is this is a moment of redemption for me.
Oh no.
Do
I don't
you-
like where this is
No,
going.
no. I think it's good. Do you recall what was it? Movies of 96.
96. Correct.
And I picked She's the One.
Terrible.
And I picked it because
of
of
the soundtrack.
Okay. All right, here we
So
go.
I assume we're going back to the soundtrack.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. I was going to say, you weren't going to get through the 90s with no Tom Petty.
So good.
By the way, have you still researched and found out the plot of that movie? You have not.
That's going to be a date night movie with my wife and I.
100 episodes later, still don't have any idea. It's like 98.
Anyway, okay.
Here, you know what?
Yeah.
I know how
What?
much you love him, so I'm going to let him roll in the background a little, and you give us some facts on Tom here.
Yeah, so this is Walls from She's the One, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It's written by Tom Petty, recorded by the Heartbreakers, released in July of 1996, is the first single from their soundtrack album, Songs and Music from She's the One.
Ooh.
Great album. The song features Lindsey Buckingham on backing vocals.
Good for
I did
you,
not know
Lindsey.
that, yeah. The song peaked at number 69 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song was later covered by Glenn Campbell.
Okay.
Never listened to it. On his 28th album, Meet Glenn Campbell, and by the Lumineers on the first anniversary of Petty's death. And I didn't put, this was, it hit 100 on October 19th of 1996. Also, so it was up against some good company.
Of course.
You had a really great Bryan Adams song. The only thing that looks
First
good
of
on
all,
me is you.
First of all, no one has ever said those two things together in succession ever. A really great Bryan Adams.
The only thing that looks good on me is you. That's Bryan Adams.
That's an awful song.
There
by
was
the
an
way.
R. Kelly song in there, and I felt like
We're staying away from
stay
R.
away from him.
Yeah, he's a little rough.
There was actually a really great George Michael song called "Fast Love." I almost included it.
Oh yeah.
There was also, and I wanted to. This is going to make the show someday. I don't know how.
Okay.
There's a R&B group called Solo,
Okay.
and they had a song called "Where Do You Want Me to Put It?"
I like the title. Not familiar with the song,
Well,
but I think I can guess the context.
yeah, they weren't secretive.
No, doesn't seem like it.
It's very clear about what they're talking about.
Right out in front.
And so I
you listen to it?
I did.
Is
Yeah.
it just what we think?
I kind of
All right,
like it.
that's
I
good.
kind of want to use it. But anyway, so yeah, that's Walls. She's the one.
Good.
Petty and Heartbreaker. Legitimately from an album.
Yeah.
I used it in
know.
the right context.
For once,
100 episodes later,
appreciate it.
it felt cosmic, like it was supposed to happen.
Timestamp, folks. About an hour and 4 into this of our 100th episode, he finally
I got it
Finally
right.
put something together. That's great.
I just now got it.
Perfect.
Hey, all right.
All right, my 1987 song. I think this is the song that will surprise you the most that I actually chose.
Oh.
But I actually quite like it. And the song, although sounding fun, was actually inspired by nuclear holocaust.
Oh.
I got a crazy teacher, he wears dark glasses.
What? This was 87?
87.
And they're only getting better.
I thought this was older.
Oh, sorry.
Doing alright, getting good grades. The future's so bright.
Do you like this song? I am
told you.
shocked that in 87 this was your choice.
Yeah. I told you I was going for some different.
Yeah.
My graduation, 50,000 a year, I'll buy a lot of beer.
By the way, 50,000 a year in 1987 will buy a lot of beer.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a factual statement by.
They'd buy a lot
this
of beer
guy.
now.
Yeah. So this is The Future's So Bright, comma, I Gotta Wear Shades by Timbuk 3.
Ah, yes.
That is the name of the group. This hit number 100 on February 7th and was the first track off their debut album, Greeting from Timbuk 3 in 1986. It did hit number 19 on the Hot 100, number 14 on the album Rock Tracks. The song is written about a young nuclear scientist and his rich future. However, the tone of the song led many people to mistake its meaning, and he said it's been used a lot of times as a graduation song.
Oh.
Future's so bright, I gotta wear shades.
Oh, yeah.
So he's fine with it. He's cashing the checks, but they didn't get the tone.
You misunderstand.
VH1 ranked this song number 42 on its list of the 100 greatest 80s one-hit wonders, and the former members of Timbuk 3 have refused to license the song for any commercials, including a $900,000 offer from AT&T.
Oh, wow.
Turned them down flat. They've also received offers from Ford, the U.S. Army, Bausch & Lomb, and Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Wow.
And have not licensed it to anyone.
Did they say why?
So, I think if you're writing about nuclear holocaust, you're probably an activist type, and so you're like, I'm not dealing with the corporate folks, right?
That's smart. That's good thinking.
This was also used in one of our favorite movies, Tommy Boy, and featured while they're driving, as well as an episode of the 80s sitcom classic Alf. So Gordon Shumway, big Timbuk 3 fan. So as it turns out,
I could see that. Them on Melmac.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that's the kind of music.
All right, so it takes you to 1997.
97. Here we go.
Ooh, we leaned into the R&B. Sounds like In Vogue. Good.
Well
I
done.
mean, they sound. I mean, In Vogue sounds like In Vogue. If you've heard In Vogue once, you've heard In Vogue. This is good. I remember this song.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's got a little bootiness to it.
I got some. Yeah.
You can put this on in the boudoir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Do a little smashing.
the
do a
boudoir?
little smash and grab. Can I say that? Smash and grab.
Been said.
Been said.
Smash.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Do you refer
sometimes
to it
we
as
were-
the boudoir?
when I'm trying to be fancy. It makes me, if you say words like that sometimes as a younger gentleman trying to get the smash and grab,
Like, even now,
it can
like-
make you sound a little more cultured.
As
more well-read.
empty nesters. Do you ever
Empty
just look at
nesters.
your wife and go,
The
do
boudoir?
you want to go to the boudoir?
I mean, I could. I haven't done that lately. I'll try it and I'll let you know how it turns out. So
I look forward to
being empty nesters, we don't have to go anywhere. The whole place is our playground.
That's right. The
at
whole
this
thing
point.
is your booth
Yeah.
block.
That's it. Yeah.
That's
Everywhere.
right. Everywhere.
All right. So
This is Whatever by En Vogue. Came out, or it hit number 100, October 11th of 1997. It was co-written, from the group's third studio album, EV3, in 1997. It was certified gold. It would peak at number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100. Don Robinson chose to leave the group in April of 1997 to do a solo contract with Dr. Dre's Aftermath Records.
how'd that turn out for
I
her?
don't think it turned out.
Okay.
The group had to re-record several of her original lead vocals, but her backing vocals on this song stayed. So this is their first album without her. Larry Flick from Billboard described it as a slap-happy funk throwdown that elevates them miles above the glut of new Jill girl groups they've inspired. So
That's good.
really good. I have my notes here. It says co-written,
Okay.
nothing. There's nothing after
Nobody
it.
co-wrote it.
No.
Then why'd you write that down?
Because I think it was co-written by Babyface.
That sounds about right. Didn't he co-write every R&B song in the 90s?
It was written by Kenneth Babyface Edmonds
There you go.
and Keith Andes and Giuliano Franco.
Yeah.
So it was co-written by Babyface.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you hear an R&B song of the 90s, there's a good chance
That was
Babyface
co-written by
had
Babyface.
something to do with
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
So that's
I was pretty sure
I think
that's
that's pretty
I was
pretty
going
locked
off my
in.
memory there. But yeah. So that was 1997. Whatever. En Vogue.
Good. Very
Whatever.
All right. 1988 is where I'm at. This is the only time in this countdown I am angered by my discovery of the number 100 song because
Why?
I have not listened to this song in forever. And as soon as I heard it, I remembered how great it was. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I have just blocked it out of my brain. And for the last 30, 40 years, I have not listened to it again. And now I've listened to it like 30 times in a week because it's so good.
This
All
is
right.
88.
What would a countdown of the 80s music be without Rob? Without. I'm transitioning right now. Folks, that's why I'm pausing. Without my man, Kenny Loggins. You might know it when you hear the chorus. It's so good. Hype in the studio right now. Here it comes.
They're all standing up. They're banging on the glass.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. You haven't heard this.
Never heard it.
So good.
You and the Kenny Loggins fans are going nuts.
How catchy is
It's
that?
pretty
though?
good.
Oh, I don't even want to turn it off.
How high
I
did this
have
one get?
not listened to
80,
this in so long.
88, huh?
So this is Nobody's Fool. Parentheticals. This is where you're going to be mad at yourself. Theme from Caddyshack 2. Oh. I will admit, I am an established, and this is Kenny Loggins, of course. I'm an established loggy, and that's what we call ourselves. by the
That's
way,
not what you
that are good Loggins fans. We're loggies. Okay. However, I completely forgot about this song.
So
In fact,
fully
until I
correct.
researched this episode, I cannot remember the last time I listened to it.
Yeah.
And I'm so mad at for 40 years I've been not listening
Yeah.
to this song. So this is an absolute banger of 80s pop rock songs. This is off the charts
so
right now.
animated right
This was the theme song for an absolutely terrible 80s movie, Caddyshack 2.
Hands everywhere.
This was sitting at number 100 on November 5th, 1988, but at its peak was a top 10 hit, getting all the way to number 8. Loggins admits he was hesitant to write a song for the sequel, as his song I'm All Right was so iconic for the original Caddyshack, and he worried about trusting lightning to strike twice. But it did, Rob. Got another top 10 hit. With the songs I'm All Right, Footloose, Danger Zone, and Nobody's Fool, he's the first male solo artist to have 4 top 10 singles from 4 different movies.
Oh.
And by the way, he just missed 5 because his song for Over the Top, Meet Me Halfway, was at number 11. So, does anybody write a better song for a movie than Kenny Loggins? No, it is impossible. There's no argument to be had. Now,
No.
Rob, I know you love lyrics to songs, and man, rock
Yeah.
songs don't write lines like this anymore. The first chorus says, like a shot to the heart, I've got news for you. I may not look so smart, but I'm nobody's fool. Second chorus says, you can turn up the heat, but I'm playing it cool. I know it's hard to believe, but I ain't
Nobody's fool.
nobody's fool.
Wow.
One critic wrote, 8 years after the release of the iconic first film, Caddyshack 2 was both a financial and critical disappointment, an awful movie with the only thing that truly shined brightly, Kenny Loggins' new theme song. Yes.
That's the other thing he kind of has in common. Is sometimes the song is better than the movie.
Oh, it's always better than the movie.
Well, there it is. Because one would make Dynamite over the top.
Tell me this is not catchy as anything. We might have to watch Caddyshack 2 again.
I can't remember the last time I watched that. Is it as bad as what you...
Oh, no,
it's terrible? Oh, okay. I don't remember.
I think that the movie hound would tell you he doesn't hate it. But there's
He
a
has
part...
different tastes, though. Sometimes
there's a part where Randy Quaid gets on a table and barks in a meeting, you know.
Oh.
So, yeah, barks like a dog. And Dan Aykroyd's trying to be like Bill Murray, but he's doing a really poor job. This is Esther House. Yeah, it's not good. So, anyway, that takes you to your number 1998. Good luck following.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
Mr. Loggins.
No. My 1998, a little preface, is kind of like a cut.
Oh.
You know, like a... Because it...
But
or an
we'll
honorable mention.
but we'll throw it in
Okay,
anyway.
here we go.
Wow. Got me like a friend, what confuses me though.
Because 1998, every week, the song at 100, I either didn't know...
I know this song. I had this.
Well,
this is great.
No, this whole... that's why I picked it, because I liked them.
You haven't heard this song?
And the song... That's why it was kind of in my... I know of it.
This is a great song.
Yeah.
I had this.
Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh?
Oh, this is great.
For me towards you harder, killing me just when
This is probably your best choice so far.
Yeah. So this is Find a Way. It's a song by Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, yes.
It was the first single from their fifth album, The Love Movement.
I like you too.
Yeah, I love the Tribe Called Quest. It's great. The New York Times' Ben Ratliff wrote that Find a Way innocently wonders about the point of which friendship spills over into sex. It was released August of 1998. The album itself debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold on November 1st, 98. The group announced its disbandment a month before the album's release, and The Love Movement was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album, presented at the 41st Grammy Awards in 1999. So I like their sound. It sounds very late 90s.
No, it's great.
You know, with Fife and
Tribe Called Quest is awesome.
So I like that song.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it wasn't one that was in my regular rotation, and so
Love the Public Enemy song. What was in 96? You said that was a good one.
96. I had I had The Only Thing Looks Good on Me.
Oh, no, you did not have that.
It was a Tom
Boo.
Petty.
Oh, that's right, the Tom Petty. It's tough between Public Enemy and that Tribe Called Quest. That's the best you've selected so far today.
No, it was good.
So, all right. Well, we're getting to the end of the decade.
Yeah.
And I'm closing out the decade with a synth pop new wave song that samples Star Trek's William Shatner.
Shatner's in this?
Well, no, there's a sample in here of him. It's not him. There's some good horns in this at the coming up.
I don't know if I know this song.
Wow, really? This is great.
Oh, little.
That's funky.
That's good.
It's very keyboard
What is
oriented.
that? Who is that? Tell me.
All right. Well, I'm going to. You have to wait. All right. This is Walking Away by Information Society.
Oh.
There you go. Great horns in this song, by the way. This song was released in late 1988 off their album Information Society, doing quite well on many charts. It hit number 9 on the US Hot 100, number 5 on the Hot Dance Music / Club Play chart, number 1 on the US Hot Dance Music / Maxi Single Sales, and number 1 on the US Dance Tracks. So, very well.
Yeah.
On April 1st, 1989, however, it was sitting at number 100, getting ready to exit the charts. As I stated at the beginning, the song samples Star Trek using quotes from James T. Kirk and Scotty, played by James Doohan. The lead singer, Paul Robb, said the inspiration for the song was to capture lyrics that were directed at some members of the band that left the group at an inopportune time, quitting right before Information Society made it big. So he's taking a shot at him. Walking away from... Yep.
This is what you get.
There's what you get. Now we're popular. I remember getting this song off the radio and just thinking it was cool. It sounded quite different from the big pop songs, rap, hair metal that was dominating 1989. This was just a different. I always imagined this song as being like a college radio type of song. But they played it on Z100 a few times, and that's how I got it. Fun fact, the director of the music video, Mark Pellington, also directed Jeremy for Pearl Jam, Rooster for Alice in Chains, Set Adrift on Memory Bliss for PM Dawn, One by your U2, and Tomorrow by Silverchair. So he was quite accomplished. And this wasn't his first video with Information Society. He also directed their first hit song, What's on Your Mind. Back parenthetical, it's Pure Energy. Boom.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. Pure Energy.
Pure Energy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he directed that one too.
All right. I like it.
So Information Society.
That's a good way to end the in the
decade.
In the decade. That was good.
Yeah, I started with a little synth pop, ended with a little synth pop, and had some great stuff in the middle.
Well, I'm going to end
Something weird?
my decade not the way I can get my just a minute.
Just no chance for you to use your computer properly on a given day.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's go, girls.
Really? This will make your wife happy.
That's kind of why I picked it.
Yeah.
I was like, we've done
She's asked on both of our
we've done two
countries and no
90s country.
Shania.
Yeah. So I thought I'd pay. We'll give her due.
This is better than you too. So I'll give you that.
Yeah, I wanna scream and shout.
But I kind of felt I had to put her on there. Yeah.
I mean, and this sings to your heart.
Yeah.
Like, you take these lyrics to like you take them seriously.
I do.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you feel like a woman.
Sometimes I do. And I don't like to be judged for it.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
I just want to have a good time. See?
Here it comes.
Being a woman. Prerogative to have a little fun. See?
Wow. This ruled the world in
That's all right. That's why I picked it. So, yeah, and it was up against. Here's what I kind of narrowed it down to: "Hot Spot" by Foxy Brown.
No, good.
Yeah.
Foxy's good.
Here's another reason why I picked Shania Twain, because she had two songs that hit 100 in 1990. Well, and it higher, but
Beautiful.
That don't impress me much.
Good one.
It was up there.
What do you think? You're Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I see. That was that one. Rosa Parks.
Oh,
I know.
That should have been the one.
I know.
That's got to be the one.
Rough Riders Anthem.
Oh,
That was up there.
We've had that one before.
Your favorite band, Dave Matthews, had Crush. That was in there. My Name Is Eminem. I know.
The answer to all of this is Rosa Parks. So,
And then Heavy by Collective Soul, which is a great song.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, Rosa Parks should have been, but I thought, man, I got to end something different.
Might
They
as well
haven't done
appease
it.
the wife.
Yeah, that's right. So
Damn
man,
the listeners.
that's
Appease
right.
the wife.
That is a life.
Life lesson.
That's a life lesson. When in doubt, you just
Appease the wife.
appease the wife.
That's
right.
correct.
This was hit 100 August 1st of 1999.
No way.
Yeah. Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Canadian singer-songwriter Shania Twain from her third studio album, Come On Over, 1997. Written by Twain and her longtime collaborator and then husband, who I think ended up cheating on her.
He did.
Robert John Mutt Lang. The lyrics are about female empowerment, in case anybody wasn't sure. One of Twain's biggest hits worldwide, reached number 10, reached the top 10 in 6 countries, but it only reached the top 20 in Canada.
No.
Her home country. Yeah. Reached number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. On the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, it debuted at number 93. It spent 28 weeks on the chart. Certified platinum. Won a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. The accompanying music video pays homage to Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Twain dancing with buffed and blanked-eyed male models.
Yeah, I was in the video.
That's right.
I was the drummer. I was a little more buff. I was a little more buff back then.
Yeah. The song
Those are
earned
my acting
Shania
days.
Twain her second Grammy Award for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. The AV Club.
Oh.
The
Haven't heard from them in a while.
No, so that's right. 100th episode. We got
gotta
The
get
editors over at the AV Club said this about the song.
She's really cute and we like her. Oh, wrong AV Club, right?
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's great.
Yeah. The boilerplate, let's let our hair down and go crazy, rah-rah message of Shania Twain's 1997 hit, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, is so bland and uninspired, it's practically non-existent. It's basically a jingle for lady razors extended over 3.5 minutes. The fact that Twain's version of female rebellion involves coloring her hair, talking loudly, and going out dancing with her friends raises the question of what sort of imaginary Victorian-era standards she thinks she's rebelling against.
Well, I'll say this about the AV Club. I feel like they're way off on this one. You can say a lot of things about the song, but it's not bland. If it is a catchy pop song,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not, you
Yeah.
can't say it's a bland song because you hear it once, it's in your brain the rest of the day. So,
Yeah.
man, I'm feeling like
I know.
bing, bing.
So there you go. That's how we ended the decade.
We don't like that song. It sucks. No, the AV Club would have been all over that song.
It's your friendship.
You see her in that video? Anyway.
Your booby hanging
All
out.
right. So yeah, and they laugh in the corner. Don't say it so loud. The teachers will hear you. So anyway,
said booby.
so those were our lists of our favorite songs that hit 100 for the decades 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So what do we think?
I
Our list.
like this list. I think it's super eclectic and
Yeah.
kind of all over the place, and
Yeah.
you get a little bit of different styles. And
You had
dig
one.
it.
You had one stinker, of course. There's always got to be a stinker.
Oh, you too. You really didn't like you.
I am. Yeah. Like he's in my head. Like I'm hearing him, all judgmental and like all.
Can you imagine if I would have put a
and
Bryan Adams song in it?
you two and Bryan Adams
Ooh, together.
I might
I'm
have
surprised
quit
I haven't done a duo.
in a 100th episode? I might have just walked out. Kip, you got it. I can't anymore with this.
Throw the headphones down.
Yeah, I can't anymore with this guy. So, all right, fans. Well, if you'd like to support the show, and why wouldn't you? Take a second to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and then share Totally 80s and 90s Recall with a friend so we can spread the fun and nostalgia far and wide. Also, you can reach out to us on all of the social media sites. You can subscribe to our Facebook page. You can interact, get updates about the show, send us messages on any of the platforms. We love to interact with the fans. We'll message you back. We'll talk to you. You can recommend show ideas. You can tell us how awesome we were. We don't want to hear about the bad parts. No, we're just kidding. Anything you want to tell us, we're happy to hear. So, and we have a YouTube channel. If that strikes your fancy, you can check out Rob and I live, which is always exciting. At least we think so. Not only do I get to hear myself talk, I get to see myself talk. And all of these links will be included, of course, in everyone's favorite show notes.
That's right. So let's hop a temporal train to the land of yore. Are you struggling to let your body move to the music? No worries. Just come on and let the Totally 80s and 90s Recall team help you vogue. We will let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it. Just remember that the Total 80s and 90s Recall podcast is the perfect complement to your listening experience and the perfect antidote to modern life. After all, the only thing that looks good on us is you.
No, really good. Nice.
Or an episode of the Total 80s and 90s Recall podcast. We are the Dylan to your Brenda, the Kelly to your Brandon, the Brittany to your JT. Visit Totally 80s and 90s Recall at podbean.com, and we will have you saying, I'm the king of the world in no time. If it's knowledge you seek, send us an email at 80s90srecall@gmail.com. Consider the Totally 80s 90s Recall podcast your oasis of oddity and originality.
We are also your Bono to your pretentious turd. Anyway,
We are a sanctuary for the unconventional, a haven for the imaginative. We are a place where the peculiar thrives, the bizarre is celebrated, and the unique is king. We are a realm where the ordinary is redefined and the extraordinary is embraced. Or we're a pretentious turd.
pretentious turd with a little bit of lettuce hanging off the back of our neck. So, all right. Finally, you can drive the show's visibility by giving us a 5-star rating and a review on Apple or Spotify. We love our reviews. If you really love the show, let us know. Not only will it help grow Totally 80s and 90s Recall for the next 100 episodes, it will get us to the level of popularity we obviously deserve. And you may hear your reviews on a future episode.
Yeah.
You will hear them. If we
That's
get
right.
reviews, we will read them.
That's
we
right.
enjoy, even if they're negative, as our yapper friend has told us, it will still make the show. Rob, do you have any closing thoughts for our 100th episode?
I didn't prep any, but
Okay,
at
good.
the risk of being sappy.
I like it being on the fly. I like the improv.
At the
of
risk
this.
of being sappy. We were thanking people at the beginning. I want to thank you
Oh, yes.
for coming up with this idea and doing.
Oh,
this.
okay.
I've enjoyed doing this. It's fun.
Well, you came up with this idea today.
No, but the
Oh,
show.
you're talking about the show in general.
Yeah, just doing this
thank you.
together. I've
Yes.
enjoyed doing it with you. It's fun.
yeah.
It gives me something to look forward to.
I do
and
look forward to it every week.
I do. Yeah, and we have a good time. And
It's always.
Thank you for allowing me to do this with you.
Yes.
So.
Well, I would say same.
Oh, there you go.
So
Same.
we wouldn't be the same without each other.
There you go.
Oh,
Wow.
man, Kip's crying. Anyway. All right.
Nobody's crying.
We better bring the mood back up.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Well, we've made it through 100 episodes, and although today's show is over, we've got many more to come. We hope you've enjoyed a look at our favorite songs that ranked at 100 in the 80s and 90s. If you like the sample of today's music, and you should have liked almost all of it, and you really want to experience all of these songs in full, we've included playlists to Spotify, Apple, and of course Amazon for your listening pleasure in our show notes. And finally, a big shout out to you, our awesome listeners. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or a longtime subscriber, we can't thank you enough for hanging out with us every week. We hope we've given you an hour or so of some laughs and memories. And don't forget, you can catch all new episodes of Totally 80s and 90s Recall every
Tuesday.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So,
what are we doing next time?
next time, we're going to have a movie
Oh, there's a movie hound back?
for Thanksgiving. Well, of course he's back.
Okay.
We have a movie.
All right.
Can't keep him out when there's a movie.
All right.
If we're doing music, he runs away. But if there's a movie, he's knocking on the door.
We're going to have him on a music one, right?
We have to.
Okay.
Like we've had him on one. He had that 86
Oh, that's
movie
right.
music
He did,
draft.
he did.
We'll get him on more. He just doesn't know it yet.
No.
He just hates the extra homework. That's all.
That's true.
So, but we're going to be doing 1987's Steve Martin, John Candy Thanksgiving comedy, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That'll be a good one.
Yes.
yeah.
I actually have to admit, I've only seen this movie like a couple times.
I was going to say, I've seen it a few times, but I don't know that I've ever watched it with a critical eye.
I have never watched it with a critical eye, and I honestly think I've only watched it like 2 times.
Yeah.
I watched it once when we rented it as a child, and we watched it like a year ago as a family for Thanksgiving. And I think I blocked it out beyond that. So this is almost going to be kind of like a first watch.
Yeah.
And we'll
This'll be
see
good.
how it goes.
This will be good. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
So, all right. Well, you got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Fancy goodbye?
No fancy goodbye.
Well, this is a little fancy because we're going to pick the best song we picked today to take us out.
Oh, no.
That's right, Kenny.
Wow. You and the Loggies. Loggies?
The Loggies.
Loggies.
Yes, that's us.
You made
Secret
that.
club. This note right here, man.
No. Wow.
And I think this amplifies us on our 100th episode. We're going all the way.
That's right.
That's right.
We need it. You think he'd give us the rights to this song?
He should give us the rights to all his
He
songs.
should sing our song.
You should be on our show.
If you get login.
It'll never be better. That's our last episode.